that now are under the gun. Fjord at one end of the ice, and at the other end of the ice, Milnikov. And again, we have to say that while Team Canada, it's a regular course of things in playoffs for Canadian hockey players to go into overtime. Even in the regular season now for the Soviets, this is just the second time in their history. It is not played in their league, it is not played in their playoffs, and it's not played in world and international hockey. So if you want an edge, and I tell you there wasn't much of an edge in the last game. It was Team Canada's experience in this department, something Brad so eloquently put during the intermission.
We are ready for sudden death. Messier, Anderson, and Hawerchuk up front for Canada against the Larionov, Makarov, Krutov line for the Soviet Union. The Soviets 5, Canada 5. Game 1 of a best-of-3 series for the Canada Cup, and we're underway with overtime. Fetisov going back to pick it up. In there forechecking is Anderson. Hawerchuk comes up with it to Messier. Partially fanned on it, and it rolled off to the corner. And here's Krutov to Makarov, but breaking that up was Bourque. Shot off the ice. Here's Fetisov to Krutov. Bourque back, gives it to Crossman. Quickly out on the boards to Anderson. To Messier. Breaking in with Hawerchuk. Hawerchuk picks it up. Shoots one. Bouncing and blocked at the defense by Kasatonov. Fetisov trying to clear it, and here's Makarov. Being hounded at center ice by Anderson. Makarov back to get it. Into center to Krutov. Back to Kasatonov. Kasatonov, long shot. Stick save. Pure. And it deflects up into the crowd here in Montreal.
Well, one thing's noticeable. Team Canada is going to keep the shifts short. Well, the Soviets had kept Makarov out on the ice along with his line mates. Canada had headed for the bench and put fresh legs on. And also, it's clear that they're going to try and keep the game down on the Soviet end as long as possible, and they were really hemming them in just with a solid and aggressive forechecking style.
All the pressure on those two guys, Pure and Milnikov. Bekov wins a faceoff. Kamensky banned on his shot. And here's Gretzky breaking out with Goulet and Murphy. Gretzky centers to Coffey, shooting, and that deflects and trickled in front of the net. Bekov right back for the Soviets. Bekov with a backhander. Pure, a stick save there. Bekov in the corner, couldn't get it, and Gretzky feeds Murphy. Larry Murphy for Canada. Long shot high off the glass. Soviets trying to clear it out in a hurry. Brent Sutter trying to hold it in. And now it is Homatov at center ice to Bekov. Bekov moving into Kamensky. Just off the end of his stick. Canada with Doug Gilmour. Clearing it to Sutter. Kasatonov is there to pick it up. Now to Bekov. He fires it in. Rochefort back for Canada. Rochefort firing it around on the boards. Digging in is Gartner. Gartner behind the net to Mario Lemieux. Center to Gilmour. Gilmour couldn't get the shot off. And then Gilmour gets taken out of the play. Soviets trying to clear it. Held in. Here's Lemieux in the corner. Lemieux centered. And Semak intercepts that and feeds it to Lomakin. Lomakin against Rochefort, who takes him out of the play. And Rochefort over to get the loose puck. Trying to scoop it out of there, and he flipped it on his backhand over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, the shifts are 30 seconds long for Team Canada. That line was out there for the Soviet Union for the whole shift. Canada had 2 line changes during that shift. So they are definitely trying to keep fresh legs on the ice, try and take advantage of perhaps a tired shift for the Soviet Union. Gilmour got a pass from behind the net here. This is Mario Lemieux. Always in on it. The puck deflected off a skate, wound up right at the side of the net, but then he just simply couldn't corral it, tee it up, and get a shot away at that point. Milnikov had come over to cover the corner.
Messier winning a face-off around to Hawerchuk. That's Priakin pinching in to hold it in, but Canada clear it. And Fedotov goes back to pick it up. Number 14, Fedotov. Held in by Hawerchuk. Now Canada with Anderson. Fedotov trying to clear it. Crossman tried to hold it in, but it's cleared by the Soviets. And Messier is back for Canada. To Bourque, trying to clear it to Anderson. That's Nemchinov intercepting. Comes back to Canada's blue line with Bourque controlling. Raymond Bourque ahead for Hawerchuk. Fetisov back for the Soviet Union. Flipping one. Here's Nemchinov. Got it to center. Crossman knocks it down. Tipped it in for Anderson. Canada change again on the fly. And now the Soviets follow suit. Here's Makarov trying to shoot it in. Coffey back for Canada. Coffey flipping it into center ice. Intercepting it there. Gusarov to Larionov. Now into Makarov. In behind Coffey. Makarov shoots. Big save. Pure rebound. Larionov is stopped by Coffey. And that's the best chance yet for either team. First it was Fuhr and then Coffey with big blocks. Canada holding it in. Gusarov is there. Now Goulet for Canada. Larionov breaks up with Krutov. Larionov moving in. Shoots one. Oh, Fuhr just got a piece of that and then it ricocheted up. Here comes Gretzky for Canada. Gretzky circling to get away from Homatov. Gretzky flipping it in. That's Gusarov back to get it. He's not flying. And Bekov, number 27, comes to center. Bekov trying to flip it through. Rossbohr there to knock it away. And then Brent Sutter shoots it up. Kasatonov beating one up to Homatov. Into Bekov. That shot blocked. And Rossbohr for Canada clears to center ice. Kasatonov lost it to Doug Gilmour. Gilmour for Canada. Passing to Gartner. Gartner back to Gilmour. Gilmour cutting in. Number 28, Gilmour centered it off the skate of Fedotov. And then Gartner ran into the Soviet goal and knocked it loose, and we get a stoppage.
Well, that Gilmour has been an act unto himself. From the point where they put him on the left wing on that line, he is, in my mind, the #1 Team Canada player because things seem to happen with him. Brent Fuhr, after a mistake by Coffey in the center ice zone, Brent Fuhr had to make one save, deal with Krutov right in front of the net off the Makarov save, and now here comes the other line mate, as it was the guy who made the mistake that started that sequence who got back in and blocked the Larionov shot, and then he got another one. And this one, he seemed to try to snap it out of midair, and it went off his glove. It seemed to drop on him a little bit, but fortunately it went off the right part of his glove and upwards rather than downwards.
Sudden death overtime. Canada and the Soviets. Here is Lomakin after a loose puck. Bourque is there to clear it away. Dale Hawerchuk couldn't get it, and here's Fetisov. Fetisov to Lomakin, misses him, and Crossman goes back for Canada. Passing it ahead for Anderson. Anderson stick handling in. Anderson shot into the corner to Hawerchuk. Trying to get it in front. Knocked away, and Fetisov has it for the Soviets. Fetisov into center ice to Lomakin. Samyonov to Semak. He scores! Semak into the top corner. And the Soviets win in overtime. 6-5. Alexander Semak with the winning goal.
What a great shot by Semak. Picking the top corner on the glove side, but a great play coming out, the strength of Fetisov, and then he looked one way, gave the pass the other. Now Semak will get the pass over the line. They just slip it through, and here's the shot. Right off the crossbar and in to end what has been just a classic hockey game.
Semak, who's normally a center, moved to right wing because of the injury to Svetlov, and he proves to be the hero of the night for the Soviets.
Semyonov with that play in his skates as he seemed to corral the puck beautifully and then give it to Semak. Boy, what a shot, though. Just nothing that Fuhr could do at all. Hate to see a team lose. The Soviets have won this one, but this series is far from being over. Team Canada plays a full 60 minutes like they played the final 30 minutes of regulation time in the first 5 minutes of this, and they can beat the Soviets on most nights.
Semak with the winning goal. And the Soviets lead this best-of-3 series 1-0. Game 2 coming up at the Copps Coliseum in Hamilton on Sunday night. And we are momentarily going to go to the ice service and our post-game ceremonies.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici maintenant les joueurs Labatt du match de ce soir. Here are tonight's Labatt players of the game. Pour faire la présentation, le directeur de la publicité pour la compagnie Canon Camera, Miss Mary Mulder. Et représentant la brasserie Labatt Limité, le directeur des ventes, M. Rodrigue Goulet. Le joueur du match pour l'équipe de l'Union soviétique, player of the game for the Soviet Union team, le numéro 9, number 9, Vladimir Krutov. Il reçoit une caméra Canon EOS. Le joueur du match pour l'équipe Canada recevra un ensemble complet de 12 pièces de monnaie olympique 1988, courtoisie de Canadian Tire. Player of the game for Team Canada, le numéro 12, number 12, Mike Gartner. Mesdames et messieurs, nous vous remercions d'être venus au forum ce soir.
So the Soviet Union wins 6-5. Semak the winning goal at 5:33 of overtime. The Soviets lead the best-of-3, 1-0. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
This hockey game took 65 minutes, 33 seconds to play. The Soviets win game 1 of the best-of-3, 6-5. Canada bounced back from a 4-1 deficit, went in front at one time before the heroics late in the third period, and then an overtime by the Soviets. But a marvelous hockey game. We're sure game 2 will be just as good. Join us on Sunday night. The executive producer of Labatt Canada Cup 87 is Tom McKee. Today's game was directed by Michael Lansbury. Labatt Canada Cup 87 is a special presentation of CTV Sports, produced in association with TV Labatt, and is protected by copyright. Any use of this telecast without permission is prohibited.